The Esperance Girls Academy started in 2017. It started after the school and the admin team identified that there was a bit of a gap for support for Aboriginal girls. So the school had the CONTAF program at the time, and they'd been ongoing for about 10 years. And we're seeing successes and seeing the outcomes that the CONTAF program was providing for the boys, but there was always that gap for the girls. The Esperance Girls Academy is for Aboriginal girls, so any girl enrolled at the school is invited in at the start of every year. The statistics of Aboriginal girls graduating and then rolling into job opportunities or careers is significantly low. For the girls to be able to transition into careers, the better option for them is to graduate. What the Girls Academy program does is supports the girls academically to complete the things required for graduation. So we've brought some of our girls out for a cultural camp in partnership with Tjaltjraak and the Rangers and Esperance Community Arts. We want them to be connected to their culture, connected to country. When the girls feel connected and confident with themselves and who they are and where they're from, they are much more confident to tackle the barriers within school, because it's not easy for any team, but for our girls sometimes there's extra barriers that we work with them through. When they're a part of knowing about their culture and proud of their local Esperance culture, you see the girls walk with their heads up and shoulders back.
Are they going to bite you?
I hope not. Yeah, I've been catching them since I was a baby. With the Nyunga word, he's saying yawn. Yawn.
The girls see our role models, so when they're seeing our rangers and see our elders standing up and talking to them, strong Aboriginal women, when they can see it, they can believe it. So it's just good for them to have a break and just be around elders and loving their culture and learning about it. The location we decided to go with for this cultural camp is Munglinup. We have a river that goes into an estuary that at times opens up the breakwater to the ocean. So it's a bit of connection there with fresh water and salt water. The different types of Aboriginal culture the girls will be experiencing will be food, it'll be dance, it'll be language. The girls will be learning a lot about their local Wujari language, and we're very lucky to have an elder, Annie Dab, and her daughter, Wanika Close, help with that. Both ladies have lots of knowledge.
This is where a lot of our ancestors sat around here, camped along the river. They fish for bream as well. What's that one? Eagle.
Two of them.
Oh, yeah. You know what the eagle's called in Nyunga language? Not you, Taya. Anybody else?
Wallich?
Yeah. Wallich. That's called the wallich.
The other elders and rangers that have come are so knowledgeable with bush tucker plants, just knowing the English word for them and then also the Noongar words.
My love, you know me need you. Everything me do for please you. Long time me did I pray you. Everything you said me did believe you. Know that, but come and trust you. Know that, but come and love you. Only God alone could be above you. Wine emotional, but that would love you. My girl, sip on it and let me wine on you. Tap on it, me pro, say me find you. Sip on it, me could I never hide you. Drop on it, me and me mind on you. Sip on it and let me wine on you. Tap on it, me pro, say me find you. Sip on it, me could I never hide you. Drop on it and then.
What is it?
It's a lizard. It's a lizard.
Oh, let's see it. Come here.
Yeah, it's a dragon. He's making a home. Nyunga name for this is drop born. It's a good body scrub. You can feel it really.
Exfoliating?
Yeah. The girls want to have a smell of it? Yeah. The Nyunga name for it is Yorl. That's called Bibarak, guys. So that's that Cassia Cyclops Bibarak. Yep. But that seeds from that tree there, we're going to put some in our dam for 2 tomorrow.
Crush it up in here, and once you feel it getting really, really sticky, then you add a little bit of water, rub them together, and it'll come out soapy.
You've got to do it tight.
Rub.
That one's more soapier.
So girls, anyone know the Nyunga name for this tree here?
No.
There's a suburb in Perth that's named after it. That's the Balga tree. Got to call it the grass tree or Balga tree.
We also have at this spot beautiful array of different types of bush tucker plants and medicine plants.
See that fern over there? That's the Zambia palm. That's a bush tucker for the Aboriginal people. So wherever you see one there growing, that's when you know they sat down there and had a feed. But with the Zambia, you got to treat it. You can't eat it straight off the plant because it's poison.
The elders will be providing the girls with some Dreamtime stories.
This river here and some of the other rivers you see is we've got a Dreamtime story of the mermaid. And we call her Manbikara. The mermaid created a lot of our waterways. Isn't that cool? We have a mermaid here. And our mermaid, she's a very pretty mermaid. She's very colourful, like the rainbow colours. Story I'm going to tell you girls is a Dreamtime story, and it's my grandfather's story. Who often looks at the Milky Way? And who can tell me what's in the Milky Way? Have you heard your own Dreamtime stories about the Milky Way? About the emu that's up there? Well, this story is about that old man emu up there. And Esperance, we call him Waichma. Here we've got the story about the Willy Wagtail. And do you know what his name is called in Nyunga? Chitty Chitty, that's it. One time in the knitting, and the knitting is the Dreamtime, way back in the knitting, there was a assembly. They all called the birds and animals around to come and sit around a big fire like we are sitting around now, and they were going to have a big meeting, talk about some problems, talk about what's happening. All the birds flew in. And they was all sitting around the fire, and they waiting because the old man emu, he called the meeting. He's sitting there waiting for everyone to sit down quietly and all take their places, looking at them all like this here and making sure that everybody's here. And as he was talking to them, this little Willy Wagtail, the Chitty Chitty, he was sitting down there and he was looking at him and looking around at the other birds. And he had a mischievous look on his face. We call him, he's a devil bird. He's one of these troublemaker birds. He brings bad news to us. That's why Aboriginal people, we don't like looking at the Chitty Chitty when he come dancing in front of us with his little tail. So he's sitting there, listening to the emu talking away, and then next minute he started copying him, what he was saying, mimic him. And you know how they call him? Dance around, they hop and they make that little chirping noise. Well, he was doing that, copying this old man emu. Old man emu sitting there ignoring him and still talking. And so this little Chitty Chitty, he got dancing, got his little, doing his little twerk in there. And it started to annoy the old emu. So I said, right, I will fix you. So he got up and he rushed that Chitty Chitty, and you know Chitty Chitty, they fast, eh? He jumped to the side, flying around in front of all the other little birds, in and out of him. And the old man emu, he big with his big lanky legs, eh? And he was trying to kick at that little bird, but that little bird, he was too fast. And made that emu wild. The old man emu, he ran again, went to kick him. And when he went to kick him, he fell. And you know what he fell into? He fell into the fire. And all the embers started going up. See how these embers going up? and he went way up into the sky. And that's where you see him today. When you look at the Milky Way next time, you look in the dark area, you see his head up one end, and then his body comes down into the other end. And that's where he stays today, up there. So girls, next time you see the little chitty being sneaky and cheeky and being smart, just think of that story and look up into the sky and you will see the old Tjaltjraak.
And so that's what we love to do, is create those opportunities for our girls to know anything's achievable. Love your culture, be proud of who you are, so that you can take on the challenges in the world. The girls will be going out to collect bush tucker foods also for them to try off the lands. When we go out on camp, we try to make sure our girls have first time experiences. So there will be some things that some of these girls haven't ever experienced before. So it's important that they all get that opportunity and they all get a chance to understand and learn about their culture, to be proud.
Oh, it's a big one.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and tickle him, and we'll watch the other end, see if he comes out. Just don't poke him too hard, just tickle him. Yep, just. Oh, you want to eat it?
No.
I want to eat it. You want to eat it? All of it?
I just eat it.
Yummy.
Video it.
Yum.
We went out.
There's a little one here.
There he is, he's coming.
Anyone? Yeah, you want to go halves? Okay. Yeah, it's yummy.
Oh, that actually tastes good.
Tastes nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Nice?
When it's cooked,
Tastes like raw egg. It tastes like, when it's cooked, it tastes like butter.
Yeah. You going to cook him up?
Yeah, and then we're going to have them cooked. Because I want to taste it cooked too.
Do you reckon Mr. Duffy will eat one tonight?
Yeah.
Some of their families might not have all the culture, so if we can provide that opportunity with our local elders, with our local rangers from Tjaltjraak, the girls just love it. They embrace any cultural activities we do or any cultural experience they can get.
Different coloured greens all the way to the white.
I feel with our past histories in Australia and the things that have happened to our older generations, a lot of things have been a little bit lost on the way. We don't have strong language, we don't have strong cultural connections in modern society now.
Looks like orange juice.
For our girls to be able to go back to some of the traditions that our ancestors had, it's quite powerful and spiritual, and it brings about a peace for our young girls.
Gentle, gentle, gentle. There's about 8 normal eggs in there.
Acacia seeds? Yeah.
I boiled them for a bit in the pot till they slowly start to open. And when they open, needles usually the best thing to sort of scoop them out, get them out, pull them a bit off, and just put them in some lemon or vinegar and salt.
With Aboriginal young people, they suffer a lot of mental health. When we have girls who aren't doing well, after taking them on excursions or camps on country, you can actually see pretty much immediately how it affects them and how it helps these girls to just be able to deal with another day of whatever's coming.
We're cooking the biggest one for Mr. Duffy.
They're going to give one to Mr. Duffy.
He gets the biggest one.
And he has to eat it.
And me, Tika.
Did you cook them?
Yeah.
Any good or not? They're all right. Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand our culture properly. There's lots of learning to be done still, and I believe our next generation are the kids who are going to push that, and I'm excited to see, especially in Esperance, how that will evolve and happen, especially with programs and organisations like the Tjaltjraak Rangers going out and teaching other kids about our culture, and for other kids to be proud of the culture.
Kata konich bonich jina. Kata konich bonich jina. Mia dog la moya. Jinang jinang nach nunduk. Jinang jinang nach nunduk. Kanago kanago nago to. Kanago kanago nago to. Jinang jinang nach nunduk. Jinang jinang nach nunduk. Yira yirang kokanam.
Anyone finding any word hard? Which word is the hardest for you?
And I hope that the girls are proud to share their culture, because I think it's important our young people have that shared learning experiences from both different types of worlds, different perspectives, because that's how we're going to grow as a country together, with our girls knowing who they are, where they're from, and share their experiences as well.
Listening.